Maybe I had
And
the wrong.
welcome to the 1% Club. We are glad you are here. I like how you guys are taking care of Trello boards and getting in what you can get in before this thing starts. You guys are so funny. I can't believe you didn't order a pizza or something. Anyways, good to see everybody and love it. Merry Christmas to you all. By the way, I am going to send let's see if I can find this to Rob. I have to do this while we're going. I did forget to do one thing, but let's see. Is it here? It is, Rob. I'm going to have you share this at some point. I just sent you a digital picture. And when I
Sounds
go
good.
for it, just be ready, baby. Hey, Stacy, good to see you there. I like the X represent. You're all logoed. How are you doing?
Good to see you.
Right on. And it looks like Drew's got all the Christmas packages
I have no
behind
sound. Where's my sound?
Oh, we can hear you. Where's my sound? We can hear you.
There, I
I
found
like
it.
it. Joanne,
I'm
good to see
sorry.
you. You're like one of those people who think while you talk. I love it. Very cool. Hey, Carmen, good to see you. And Matthew Stewart was talking to me at like 4:15 a.m. the other day. It's 8:15 for me. I'm like, who's up at 4:15? How are you to agree they don't allow light or oxygen out at 4 a.m. in the morning? I mean, it's like, do they even allow light and oxygen? They don't allow light out. That I know. So, all right, you guys, a couple things. Number one, I'm going to give you the build locations I have. I hope to have them all next week. I have a beautiful document for you. So don't worry. So, but just, you don't even need to write these down, but I want to get you excited. Cape Town, South Africa, February 14th and 15th, Valentine's Day. Yes, I will be there. Yes, I will go on a safari. Yes, I will find Tarzan and Jane. It's going to be awesome. So we're doing that. That's all in the Vincent St. Louis organization. He's got a huge business out there, about 1,000 agents, and that's Cape Town and Johannesburg, but it's in Cape Town. Oahu, Hawaii is May 7th and 8th. Again, we're going to put a beautiful document out next week. Don't panic if you don't get all these dates. Salem, Oregon is July 26th and 27th. Randy Bird is listening as he's driving up to Seattle to speak for Kim Frazier. She's got a huge event she's doing tonight. Crystal Springs, New Jersey. That's right. That got Jared Davis's attention. That's not too far from him. Crystal Springs, New Jersey. It's a resort. Phenomenal. And that's August 1st and 2nd, Jared. And then Detroit, Michigan, same 2 days, August 1st and 2nd. So we have two builds happening the exact same time, one in Detroit, one in Crystal Springs. And then Charlotte, North Carolina is going to be in September next year. Orlando is going to be in August. Los Angeles is going to be in July. Vancouver, British Columbia, for you Canadians, drum roll, July. Vancouver's going to be in July. And Dallas, Texas, to be announced. So we'll get you, but we hope to have all of them signed contracts done. And then we're going to put out a beautiful flyer giving you all the dates. My dream is to have that ready for you next Tuesday. And then I'm going to take a couple weeks off. We're all going to go enjoy our families for Christmas. I'm not even going to be here and I'm crazy. So, but I'm only doing it because I want you guys to go enjoy your family. So, okay. So, 2/24 is upon us. It is Christmas. And so, you know what? I want to say this. Everyone write this down or it's a thought worth quoting. I never met anyone who complained they spent too much time with their family at Christmas, right? I never met any business gal or business guy that said, doggone it, I really blew it. My greatest regret was spending so much time with my family, spending all that time with my kids. What was I thinking? I mean, it's almost serious to hear that. You know what they say is, I wish I didn't work so hard. I wish I didn't work so long. I wish I spent more time creating magic moments for my wife, more time creating magic moments for my husband, for my kids. So here's the deal. My kids are all 20 to 31 now, but I, Monsignor, am creating magic moments. Tony Robbins says great leaders create magic moments for their family, their friends, their staff. What are you doing for your staff? Well, I've only got one person. I only have an assistant. What are you doing for your assistant, right? What are you doing for your kids? What are you doing for your extended family? What are you doing for your EXP agents? Create magic moments, okay? Don't beat yourself up if you missed it, right? Just do what you can when you can. So I really want to promise you, you will not regret the time you spend with your kids, right? But you put the big blocks in first. You got the jar, faith, family, finances, fitness, and fun. And family goes in there, man. Faith and family are at the top. They're the first rocks that go in. You're not working too hard. You just don't have any boundaries. You're not using the old noggin. You say, this is when I'm with my kids. End of story. Phone goes bye-bye. If you're with your kids and this is here, you're not present. And that's coming from a guy married 32 years with 8 kids. And trust me, I know, because there were times I was not present. So when you're with your family, be with your family. So let me ask you a question. I came up with that. Does Santa Claus have a checklist? He has the naughty and nice list, right? I mean, am I right? And some of you, you're not sure which list you're on. But I have a checklist. And so I'm going to give you 4 things here. Number 1, start out this, because 2024 is upon us. So here's first checklist. What are your dreams? What are your visions for 2024? I mean, you should be thinking about 2029. You should be thinking about 5 years from now. You should be thinking about 2034, 10 years from now. Now I'm going to get weird, but you should be thinking about, I can't even say it, 21, 24, 100 years from now. Like, be visionary. Like, if you could, what consummation? I've been sick for like 9 days. Sorry. I just got back from the doctors. What contribution would you make to society, to humanity? Like, well, I don't want to make a contribution. I'm so glad Martin Luther King made a contribution, and Helen Keller and Mother Teresa and Abraham Lincoln. And well, that's not me. No, you're amazing. There's a call on your life, on all of our lives. But we don't answer, like, no, not me.
You're muted,
You're
Brent.
muted, brother.
I slammed the table and it muted my laptop. Go figure. So what are you excited about this year? Sit down, take some time for your family, for your business, for your body. Like, this stuff doesn't happen on accident. What is on your vision board? Some of you don't even have a vision board. That's like wanting to fly a rocket to the moon and come back. They modeled it out. They created models. When's the last time you sat in a model home that excited you? Go look at model homes. Go do some stuff that excites you. Go to an orphanage. We went and did that. We were building a house for a family in the mountains. We went and walked the property. It was exciting. It lit us up. Do what excites you. But so I just want to say, both professionally and personally, that's number 1. Number 2, people want to be a part of a movement. So I have a question for you. What are you creating in your town, in your city? Like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to be a leader. Write this down. People are looking for leadership. Follow me. We're going this way. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take over Portland. We're going to take over Richmond, Virginia, man. We're going to take over Sacramento. Here's what we're doing. Here's my team, my partners, not my upline, not my downline. You guys know how much I'm adverse to those words. You don't have downlines. You don't have uplines. You have business partners who are your upline. I get it. But try not to say that in front of your prospect. The second you say, well, what are my upline business partners? No, my business partners. We're not a network marketing company, but you sure sound like one when you talk like that. Eliminate the word upline and downline from your vocabulary. Okay. We have sales organizations, revenue share sales organizations. They're awesome. They're great. Full of independent, entrepreneurial, amazing people who have goals and dreams and are excited about life. If that appeals to you, welcome to our tribe. And this is where we're going. And so people want to belong. But what are you creating? What are you creating that's worth belonging to? And so number 3, that was number 2. Think about what you're doing. I have a new gentleman, Steven Robbins. None of you know him. He's been with us 2 months. His absolutely war cry is, I'm taking over Los Angeles. And there's a ton of agents there. He's like, there's nobody here. When you look at the actual numbers, there's nobody's here. He's like, oh my gosh. And Brent Gove and Nate, who's Nate? Doesn't even matter. Nate and Brent and I are going to take over LA. We want you to do it with us. We want you to join in with us. You could talk like this for like Jared Davis out in Richmond, Virginia. He's got, Clayton Gitz, myself and Brent Gove. We're going to take over Richmond and we're going to take over the rest of the US. You got to be a part of a vision, right? And we want you to come with us. We want to pour into you. Would you like us to pour into you? And what's the one thing we could do to help you? Like, where's the soft underbelly where you know your game is weak? What can we bring to you? We want to be wind in your sails, not a headwind. We want to get behind you and be wind in your sails and help you get to where you're going. When's that? And you don't pay us anything. EXP will pay us when we are successful. We want nothing from you, but we want to give to you. Do you ask people what they want, or do you assume they want rep share or stock? Maybe they want help build. This particular guy said this too. He wanted help building his team. He wanted to go from 2 agents to 10 agents on his team. That's all we talked about. I said, by the way, when I'm done, please watch the model explain. He hadn't seen it. But what we talked about was how we could help him add 10 more agents to his team. And you know what? He believed us. But I asked, are you asking them what they want? Well, why wouldn't they want rev share? He hadn't seen the video. I barely even mentioned it. Right? So enough said there. So number 3, build you. Invest in you in 2024. You guys have heard me say it many times. The average college student spends $50,000 a year. In the next 4 years, if they're freshmen, they will spend on average $200,000 on investing in them to be a marketable product where we can hire them for, they're going to work for 60, 70, 80 grand easy. And they're sell their souls to the company store. Right. And so if they're willing to spend 200,000, they're just kids, 18, 19, 20, because society says what you need to do. We know for a fact, if you invest time in developing your professional skills, your speaking ability, to get in the right rooms, to go to the John Maxwell events, the 10X events, the Tony Robbins events, there's so many different things out there. Wailopo events, go. James Becker just did a fusion event. Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry does events. Workman Business Solutions does events. Go and invest in you. So on that, let me ask you a question along the lines of number 3, build you, invest in you in 2024, because your business will grow to the law of the leader, the law of the lid. Thank you. I said that wrong. The law of the lid. And you're like, well, I don't like my group right now. You got to work on you. So on that, I have a question for you. Are you a student of life? If you get a problem in your marriage, are you reading books on it? I did. We had a problem in our marriage. I read books on it. Or do you have someone you counsel with who says, you know what, divorce her? There's other fish in the sea. Divorce him. And I realize some of you have been through divorce. Some of you are going through divorce right now. It was the worst time of my life. I have empathy for you. And sometimes, there's a lot of stuff there. But if you want to fight for your marriage, do you have people who are saying, why are you fighting for your marriage? Just throw in the towel. Those are not good people, And if you want to fight for your marriage, your friends and go, let's go. I'm with you. Let's fight for your marriage. And so, my question to you is, are you a student of life? You don't like how many homes you're selling? What are you doing about it? Hope is not a strategy. Said it a million times. So you got to have a real strategy. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. Q1, first quarter, what event you going to? Doesn't have to be Maui in the end of January. You don't have to go play Capelo with me. It's going to be amazing. But it doesn't have to be that. Maybe it's a Tom Ferry event. Maybe it's a Mike Ferry event. Hey, John Saya, unmute yourself real quick. I just saw you on here. Unmute yourself, buddy. President of EXP
Sure.
Canada. John, good to have you here.
Yes, sir.
Weren't you a big Mike Ferry guy? It wasn't Tom Ferry. It was Mike Ferry.
Mike Ferry.
How? Seriously, I was a big Craig Proctor guy. I love those events. What he said was riveting and informational. I was learning, but the people I met at those events, wow, they poured into me. And I gave them what I could. And if two people meet, each one has a great idea. Had they not met, they just both have a great idea. But if they meet and exchange those ideas, they leave with one, they come with one, they leave with two. Costs nothing. The power of the mastermind. So, John, how valuable was the Mike Ferry events to you? I'd imagine amazing, but how helpful was it to your career?
Well, I mean, it's life-changing. Mike Ferry absolutely changed my life. Number one is that he made me become the person who you see today is not who I was 15 years ago when I joined Mike. I was very timid, very shy, didn't know any skills, no confidence, and he made me into a sales beast. And from there, I also at the same time made many mastermind group members, of which blew up my EXP organization like right off the bat because I had those relationships over the years. So, I would say, although I'm not with Mike anymore, I was always be grateful for him. And now I have you. So thank you, Brent.
Hey, we have each other, but thank you, John. The point is, it doesn't matter what you go to. I just attended last year in San Juan a powerful event by Don Winter. Jonathan Campbell, can you unmute yourself? What does he call his events? I'm sorry, I can't remember. They're like life, wealth, and health, or
Yeah, elite events right now. Yeah.
elite
Yeah.
events.
So,
It's
and
phenomenal.
right now they're family and building legacy.
Yeah, family, building legacy. Terrible things. Why would you want to build legacy? Why would you want to help your family? I talked to a woman today, and she told me 2 months ago she lost her 20-year-old son to suicide. Today. So mental health. You better go call your 15-year-old and your 14-year-old and your 7-year-old. He was 20. And ask him, how you doing? Fine. No, really, really, how you doing? And they may not open you. You may have to go do this terrible thing. It's a 4-letter word called time. You got to go spend time with them. And they don't want to spend time with me. Well, so what? You're the leader, right? You just go love on them. I had a little hubbub with one of my daughters, and I loved and loved and loved and loved on her. And now she's like, I love you, Dad. You're a great dad. I love you, Dad. But I freaking fought for that. Don't ask me why. I can't even tell you why. But I showed up like a king, like a warrior, and I fought for my daughter. Some of you have to go fight for a daughter right now, or a son, or your spouse. And your spouse isn't showing up the way they need to show up. You show up. You show up. But when they show up, I'll show up. No. You have to show up. So on this whole student of life thing, Matthew Stewart, unmute yourself real quick. And I'm going to go to you, Andre, next, and then Jared Davis, if you're still here. I don't see I lost you. Oh, you're there. Jared Davis. Matthew, what events have you gone to that have been powerful, life-changing for you? Mega camp, family reunion, what kind of stuff?
Oh gosh, because I've been in network marketing early on, you never miss an event. So we literally attend every event that's put on by EXP and by you. Tony Robbins, you kind of turned us on to that. So we went all in, and we've actually hosted events at our house and brought agents over.
And you're coming up on almost 200 agents in your organization, I believe.
Yeah, we're over 200. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So interesting. You think, and so you guys, it's not any one event. It's all of them together make like a quilt, the fabric of your life.
I would say this, Brent, real quick on that note. We actually map out our year kind of like you, right? I got a desk calendar. I rip it all apart and I put it on my wall. So I got all 12 months visually I can see. And we put in family travel and events like the very first things. We block them out with Sharpie, and that's set. Like we know we're going to events for the whole year. So it's already mapped out. Like we already know we're going to build in Salem, in Oregon, and doing all that stuff. It's already set.
Good. That's why we're going to put out the overall 10 locations. Pick a city near you, go support it. And here's the cool part. Let's say you can't make the event in Dallas. Well, go to the one in LA. It's not that far. Go to the one in Orlando. Go up to Detroit. Before you had one choice. You miss it, you're out. Now you got 10 locations to choose from. Come to South Africa next year with me. Or maybe it's time to come out to Honolulu. We'll play Turtle Bay together and go look at the volcanoes together. Thank you, Matthew, for sharing that. Andre LaFountain. Now, Andre and I go back 20 years. Where did we meet, Andre? Tell them where we met.
The very first time, Brent, it was on a golf course with
Like
Gil Ass Karate at a Craig Proctor event.
That's
Do you remember that?
right. Yes, I do remember that. Very cool. That's wild. And I hadn't seen Gil in a long time, and he freaked out. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, you're Brent Gove." And this is like 15 years ago. And we hadn't seen each other for 20 years. He freaked out 15 years ago. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, you know who that guy is? That Brent Gove, he's a big deal. Because he was a big deal in Amway, and Gil was in Amway, and I'm like, Brent, who?
Yeah. So Gil and I were in Amway 40 years ago. We go back. But how important was Craig Proctor events to you and you're developing your professional life and all that?
Oh yeah, I mean, we went to every one, got into Proctor in 1998. And back then I was doing 40 units a year and started doing coaching, went to 79, 109, just kind of continued growing, and then ended up working for him for 9 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, going to those events were a big deal. Tony Robbins, did Wealth Mastery and Life and Date with Destiny and Walked on Fire. And I was with Tony Robbins in Hawaii on 9/11. I was at that event. So that was
What was
crazy.
that like?
It was crazy. We were on the New York team because I was from New York, right? And we were on the New York team because he normally puts people together in states. When it came on a TV, somebody called us and look on the TV. We thought it was something going. We thought it was a drill from Tony doing something, to see how we would react at the event, because it was the life mastery thing. I think I don't remember. But yeah, he had to change things up, but it was pretty phenomenal. He had people up on stage from, I remember, a Jewish guy, but you can look it up, you can YouTube it. And another guy from wherever, I can't remember, but it was something.
Yeah. Jared Davis, what kind of events have you been to?
And I didn't hardly do events before EXP, and now I do not miss. I've been at EXPCon every year. I've been here. I've been to shareholders every year. I've been to every build conference since you started them, or at least since I've been there. I'm sure they were going on before, but I mean, I think about it, even stuff like Gary Brecka, right, has nothing to do with selling, but the fact that I, sit in my sauna in my house, and then I go sit in my cold plunge. I do all the health stuff now that I wasn't doing 5 years ago. I wasn't going out into my pool in 30-degree weather and sitting in a freezing cold pool, but now I do because I know the health benefits and I've got the gym. And so it's all this stuff. I mean, I think about lead sources that have made us six figures that we wouldn't even have known about unless we were sitting in a mastermind room where someone said, hey, we're doing this in this market and it's helping. I wouldn't have thought that we'd be doing hundreds and hundreds of deals a year if it wasn't for being in the room. I'd have thought, oh, I'm a pretty good Remax agent. I'm the number one guy in this franchise. And then to come into EXP and go to build and see people like Jonathan Campbell doing thousands of deals and seeing people that are doing 600, 700, 800 deals, it just opened the door to just realize, man, we are thinking so small in all of this stuff. So yeah. Full life changer.
So you guys are going to hear from Jared Davis. He's speaking at Cabo this year on stage. I rattled off about 9 of the speakers he'd never even heard of. He's like, oh, this can be exciting. There's so many people speaking we've never heard before. And you guys will get your turn as you grow and grow. That was his dream, was to make it to Cabo stage, and he's done enough. He's built a large enough organization that's happening. So there it is. And speaking of Cabo, if you have not seen this, is buy one, get one free. Bring a guest. It's not all great. I'll use it on my spouse. You can, but you bring a guest, that's how you grow. You could show up and have a pina colada or a margarita and have a wonderful time, drink the sangria or have a cup of coffee on the beach with me. I'm not a big drinker, but you can come have a great time. But it's better that you bring people, because that's how you grow. So that will be in the chat. We'll have that in the chat if you need to get a screenshot of that. But just when you sign up now, you're going to get a ticket for Cabo for a guest. Next is, thank you, Jared. Very, very well said. So I want to say this. So what event you're going to go to Q1? Maybe it's Cabo in March. You can't make it to Maui, but you can come to Cabo March 4th through the 9th, especially with now it's half price essentially. if you did use it with your spouse. And I will not be disappointed if you and your spouse go and you just go, it's half off. We're going. We're going to go have a great time in the tropics at the super all-inclusive resort. But that's it. But what have you written out? Where are you going Q2? Like there are no EXP events pretty much in the second quarter. I think you should go to a Mike Ferry event or a Craig Proctor event if he still does them. Or I didn't mean to laugh, but I haven't kept up on him. Andre laughed. I watched you, Andre, to see if you chuckle. You have a little chuckle. I don't know if he still does them, but he was great. I give him so much props. I was going to say something about Craig. It'll come back to me. But where are you going to go? Mike Ferry? Not only will you learn real estate, but you're going to meet hundreds, sometimes thousands of agents. Especially, by the way, the ones at 10X and John Maxwell. And you know what? They all want to grow. They're all open-minded. They're all entrepreneurial. They all want to change. It's a great place to go meet people. And just meet people. Don't be like prospect them and blah, 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 EXP all over them at 10X or Tony Robbins or Date with Destiny, which is Tony Robbins' event, or John Maxwell event. Just take a breath and go meet people and be like a detective, a New York police detective, just taking down names and numbers, naming numbers, and enjoy them. Ask them all about themselves. They'll remember you when you call them a week later. Going, Joanne Poland, I so much loved talking to you in the elevator at the Four Seasons. We were, oh yeah, I remember you. Yes, I am going to put you on my Rolodex. You are my gal for Halifax. The next person I move to Canada, I've never had anyone move to Canada, but in the next one, they're coming to you. Now I wouldn't say that to them. Robin, man, the next one I'm bringing to you, right? Pam, Teresi, the next one. And so basically that's how that works. And then you can start prospecting them, pull the trigger right there or invite them to an event. But, get them to come to Cabo. Our conversion rate's through the roof. Where are you going Q3? Maybe a build event. Where are you going Q4? You got the EXP con. But I want to really encourage you to professionally work on yourself. Go to some John Maxwell stuff. Andrew Avalos, I don't see him on here. He's been going to a bunch of John Maxwell stuff. It has really been helping him. Anybody want to tell us about an event I haven't mentioned that would be cool for people to attend that you just learned about? You think, oh, this is really awesome. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. We'd love to hear about it.
I'm going to a Mel Robbins event.
Okay, Mel Robbins. So I don't even know. I recognize the name Mel Robbins. What
She's
is
right.
Mel Robbins? is it a man or a woman?
It's a woman, and she's about mindset, and she has like a 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like to stop procrastination. And she's about getting shit done. Like she's just very, very direct and very motivating. You can do this type.
May I speak on her?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
time
think
out
she's
before
the
you go
highest
further.
paid speaker in the world. Chanel
Highest paid
Robbins
Speaker in the
is.
world. I
Yeah.
got to get out more often. When is that event?
I'm going to one in April.
So April. So there we go. So you ask, there's some information on Mel. You can find her on YouTube. I'm sure somewhere you can type Mel Robbins events and it'll give her April event. But go to this stuff. The people that are there, they like, how do I find a motivated, positive person who wants to do something with their life? Well, guess what? They're at all the above conferences. They're not satisfied with the status quo. So that's Q1, 2, 3, and 4. Finally, the fourth thing is, and I talked about at the beginning, so I'll be quick here, create those magic moments. So number 1, what are your dreams and vision for 2024? Number 2, people want to join a movement. What movement are you creating? Number 3, invest in yourself, build up you so you can take your lid and put it higher to have a brighter tomorrow, a bigger future, and become that person. You heard John Sy said that Mike Ferry made him who he was. He's not the president of EXP Canada. And before that, he put 1,000 agents in EXP. And before that, he was selling 100 homes a year. But he was shy, quiet, but you're not a tree. You're not stuck where you are. And you have the ability to change. You're like, nope, I'm as good as it gets. How many of you honestly think you could improve in this life? Could you improve? Yes. That's why this can work for you. I get it. I didn't become a listing agent for 10 years. I didn't want it. And B, when I did want it, it took me 2 years to become a listing agent. And guess what? When I finally did it, Like, how do people get people to call them every day to list their home? Like, nobody ever calls me to list their home. I only work with buyers. And when they do call me, I tell them to call Century 21. I don't list homes. That's how bad I was snarky about sellers. They're mean, nasty people. They get all complaining if they want to lower the price. I don't like them. Buyers cry, they hug you, and they take a picture by the for sale sign. I'm touchy-feely. I like that stuff. I want to be invited over on the 4th of July. I want to be invited to housework. I may not come, but I like that. Sellers are like, what are you doing to market my home? You know, that was my experience. So I'm like, oh, forget sellers. They're like dogs with rabies. So I would literally tell them, call Century 21. Isn't Century 20? I would even do the referral. I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want 25% from you. You know, yuck. And so guy was kicking ass with buyers, you know, selling homes, boom, 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 anytime, any place, because I mastered buyers. But listen to me, you can figure this out, but you got to want it. Like Tony Robbins says, we can't teach hunger. If you got the hunger, you are on track. So, but create those magic moments. This is a really special time. I've never made the Christmas dinner. I'm making the Christmas dinner this year. And I've been practicing here in Puerto Rico. Kevin Johnson's been coaching me about a 20-pound prime rib thing. And you put all these Kinder spices and then you rub it butter and you love it. You cut in the extra fat and you put it in the oven and you did it. And it turned out so good. And my family's like, Dad's going to do it. Yeah. So I'm excited. To me, the house is going to smell good all day. I can't wait to do that for my family. And then I have a dinner the night before and we're going light looking. I set all that up, right? There's a 5K run. I don't want to go on a 5K run, but my daughter Alyssa from Hawaii goes, it would really mean a lot to me. I go, I'm in, 5K run. Now between you and me, I swear I might call it Uber to finish that thing. You know, boop, boop, pick me up, boop, 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 boop. Hey, you guys are slow. You know, I might do 2.5K, call the Uber, boom. But don't tell him I might cheat. I said I'm going to whoop all of you, but I didn't say I'd play fair. Anyway, so what are you doing to create those magic moments? And then finally, let me show you what a leader is. Rob, unveil the picture. Be still there. Rob, unveil.
I am. Just a second. I'm working on it.
I threw him off.
It was up, but somehow
you're doing 9 other things on your computer.
I'm sorry. I am
No,
doing
it's
that.
totally funny. I like it. Drum roll. Rob, you can find the picture.
I'm scurrying desperately for it.
Oh,
right
you're
now.
fine. You're fine. Don't stress.
So, okay, here we go.
I texted it to you.
No, I got it. I just it
This is a great leader. So this is Andrea Beam in the Portland, Oregon area. And she dreamed up. Remember, what's your vision? What's your goal? Well, part of that vision is bringing more value to the market where you live than anybody else. Every single one of you can copy this. I sent this to James today. I said, we're copying this. You need to lead, but sometimes you need to follow or you need to copy. This looks great. If you go to brentgove.com, we have date, topic, and who's speaking. Date and topic. We don't have who's speaking. She went out and started asking people, would you speak on this? And so she went through, by the way, she's on the right, bottom, second one, Andrea Beam. That's actually Andrea there. And so she's doing a great job, but she said, okay, the first one's going to be mindset, purpose, and success, AI and real estate, buying and selling, your book of business, production, new business generation of agents. You know, she doesn't know the topic for that one. Mid-year business planning. Look, who's there? Brent Gove. She said, would you come out in June? I go, I'm coming. Because she asked. You know, social media, tax strategies, becoming a luxury agent. So anyway, so the point is, get this and copy it. It's amazing. You go, here's what I'm creating. Does it look like she's got something you would want to be a part of? So James says, I love it. So we're gonna up our game because of Andrea, but you all could do this. Jared Davis, you need to be doing this. Robin Mann, and Andre, and now you could do them virtual and live. I recommend, you know, well, it's a bit of a effort to do a live event, right, Rob?
It's a bit of an effort, and it's a bit of an effort to live stream it too, but it can be done. Just get the right people and it'll be smooth.
Yep. But go ahead and put the share on that and we're going to wrap this up. So here's the deal. And I'm so sorry guys for coughing. I've been like,
by the way, Brent, the reason I was distracted is I'm working on your 16-foot beautiful live edge conference table going into the new office.
That's a magic moment for me. Thank you. We're opening my new $1.4 million office that has the headquarters for Brent Gove Real Estate, 24 countries around the earth. I mean, have a vision for, You know you're old when you're pumped about the new office you're about to open. That goes against the EXP thing. No, it doesn't. EXP shouldn't have any. You should have a hub. I have a hub, and my new hub is we just looked at all the furniture, all from Restoration Hardware. They make some cool stuff, and I'm feeling it's gonna be so schwanky. Red carpet, white lights. I already see it. The whites going across the sky like they're calling Batman. Champagne, toast. Maybe we'll do sparkling Martinelli's. I don't know. But the point is this: we're gonna have food, and it's gonna be a grand opening. It's gonna be amazing because that's my vision. But what's your vision? So I'm pumped for you guys. Paul Frank's on here. Paul's got an office. Paul, unmute yourself. Paul,
Unmuted.
you have an office, right?
Absolutely.
Would you work from home, Paul?
I do both.
Okay,
But
fair
yeah,
enough. But
no,
would you
we
work
love
only
we
from
love
home?
it.
Would you
And,
work only from home?
Do I? Oh no.
Would you work only from home?
No. I had a little bit of that back in 2021 with everybody else, so I've had enough of that.
I never left the office. We were there every week
Yep.
during COVID. Sorry, some of you need to be a little ornery cusses and a little rebellion, man. Little Boston Tea Party, when dumb things come out, throw the tea in the harbor. But
Hey,
anyway,
and to that point, Brent, if anybody ever needs a place to sit, we got room down here if they're in Elk
Elk
Grove.
Grove, he's down south of Sacramento, past South
Happy to
Sacramento.
help you.
Elk Grove. I've seen his office. I've been there. It's beautiful. But get a hub. You can get one for $300 a month. Be creative. You can get one for free. Talk to your probate lawyer, your financial planner, your insurance broker. There's different people like, yes, my state, your Allstate, Farmers, State Farm. Yeah, we got an extra spot. Come on down. We have this beautiful conference room too. Free. And then we'll market the heck out of you. You cross market each other. You don't have to go there every day. I'm in my office. Drew, how often in my office these days? How often am I actually there these days?
Well, it's always funny because everyone says, "Oh, this is Brent's desk." I'm like, "Well, it's my desk like 9 months out of the year."
9 months
It's
out of the year.
about 3
I may be there, but you know why I'm able to travel for 9 months out of the year? I don't have to be there because I had a hub. I started with that office, and that was it. 7 years ago, it was $950 a month. Now the new place is like $22,000 a month all in, all the expenses, the like Pete's coffee and tea that's going to be in there, like a Starbucks, and it's going to be schwanky. It is going to be awesome. So anyways, what is your vision? What are you creating? Thank you, Andrea Beam, for building a beautiful educational schedule for 2024. We'll post that in the chat too, if you didn't get a chance to do that. Paul Frank, thank you for being who you are. You're an amazing leader. I gave you another referral the other day, another big commercial deal. Hopefully they'll be talking to you. Anyways, I can't remember who. They're supposed to call
There's
you.
so many I can't keep track.
I know. And who can you bless? How can you help Jonathan Campbell? How can you help Rhonda? What can you do for Vincent St. Louis? How can you help Jim Fury? Do you have a referral for John Syop in British Columbia? How about Matthew Taylor? What can we do for Matthew Taylor in Ventura? How can we love on and support each other? And you think, well, what does that have to do with me, Carolyn Chasen, or Pam Teresi? It's got everything to do with you. The size of the window you give through is the size of the window you get through. The more you give, the better you feel. It's endorphins. You want love, give love. I mean, go love on some people. And people are popping in for my sales training class, but I'll be honest with you, I'm booped. I can barely talk. So I'm not gonna do mastering sales today. And I know I took you a little over because it's Christmas, but we're gonna do one more meeting next week that will end on time. I got a little carried away. My glasses are steaming. We're about to have a beautiful dinner on my patio. We had chefs here all day. Hey chef, say hi to my friends. These are my friends.
Hi.
She's making a beautiful. Yeah, how many of you want a chef? And then we have this beautiful dinner we're having on my patio. They're all out here. Let's see. Here it is. How's dinner out here, you guys? Yeah. Thank you. A little salad on there. Look, I got lasagna to go eat. Look at my desk. It's all decorated for Christmas out here. We wish you were here. I can't wait for that's Don Yoakum, if you didn't recognize him right there, and his wife Kat. And their son Tyler. What's up, T? Anyways, Kevin Johnson's about to come over. But from my family to yours, Merry Christmas. We love you. And Rob, put a message up that says "Gone for Christmas" or whatever for the mastering sales. Love you
All
guys.
good.
We'll see you next week, everybody. Mwah.
Thanks,
Adios.
Brent.
Thanks, Brad.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you, Brent. Bye.
You're welcome.
Feel better.
Thanks, Brent.
Yes, feel better.
So if you were here for mastering sales, we're not going to have mastering sales today. Brent has a cough, and we're going to punt that to next week. So I will send the recording of the 1% out to everybody, along with a couple things that he shared, and you'll get that in your email. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
So that
Have a
PDF
good
will
one,
come
guys.
in the email, right?
Which PDF? You mean the one he was just sharing about all the
The
events?
one you put up that was a great idea. The 12
Yep, it's
sessions.
already in the chat. If you want to click on the link in the chat, you can get it
I
right
didn't
now. But
see
I
it.
will also.
Yeah, it's there.
It's a Dropbox link. I'll also put it in the email. Yes, I will include.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I'll include the
Well,
Bible
tech
free.
challenge today.
No
Ah.
problem at all. No problem at all. So did you get it?
Thank
Were you able to grab it?
I didn't. I
Okay,
can't. I don't know.
Okay, I'll
I
walk
don't
you
see it either. So if you could include it in that email, that would be helpful.
I
let
think
me,
it's not in the chat, sweetie. I just tried a couple times.
Okay, so I just put it in again.
Wait a minute. There it is. I see it
There
now.
you go. And everybody that's still left, Jason was asking me, he was waiting for the quote for the day. I dropped that in there as well.
Oh, I love that. Keep that up
Right.
next year. That's really
So,
good.
This
That's
week
really- that was
is it
awesome.
says when you are doing anything worthwhile in life, there will always be someone there that will tell you that you can't do it, it's not going to work, or you're not worthy. Just don't let that person be you.
Amen, brother. I needed to hear that.
All right, we
Amen.
got a few more people popping in for the sales class. I'm just going to let them know. Hey guys, Brent is not feeling great, was coughing and hacking, tried to get through the last session. So we are going to skip sales training today. Thank you for stopping by, and we will catch you next week though. And if you want to just grab some great information, there's 1,200 videos on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search for Brent Gove, and you can find gold there for days.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Have a good weekend.